This episode is dedicated to the memory of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. Hey everyone, welcome back. Time for another wrestling review. Back with us one more time is Campo, back from whatever illness or whatever he had last week.
Death.
Death. Well, I mean, that leads into our topic. Before we start our review, earlier, mid last.
Wow. You're going to segue me into this? That's
Yes,
bad.
absolutely.
I'm sorry.
You want to start it over?
No. Yeah, I don't like you.
We lost two people early last week, a legend and someone who had a potential to be a legend. We lost the great Terry Funk. We wouldn't have had ECW if it wasn't for Terry Funk in those early days. The man was essentially hardcore wrestling. The man wrestled in 5 different decades. He had a 50 whatever year long career. And, the man is a legend. And sadly, we also lost Bray Wyatt late last week as well. I think the literally the day after Terry Funk. Bray Wyatt, he was one who had the potential to be something special and never, I don't think, really got to live to see that potential play through.
He's often talked about as a wrestler who has not on his fault, but like failed potential.
Mm-hmm.
Like the company constantly let him down. Every time something good was going, they would get in the way and like mess it up. You could tell he clearly had a good mind for like the production angle, like creating stuff.
The entertainment of the sports entertainment.
He was an okay wrestler. But like I think for him it was the characters, and like he brought. Without him, a lot of those guys that ended up getting really popular wouldn't have got popular, right? Like we don't have the Buddy Matthews or what's the other
Brody
guy?
Lee.
Brody Lee.
Like we wouldn't
have
one. Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
But we had like those first, like when the Shield was first coming out, we had the Shield and the Wyatts kind of thing, and like that was like something really special. Like it was. And like I said, like you said too, about the potential and the characters that he would create. Like he created this Fiend character, but Vince saw money in it, and he literally tried to give that character to Alexa Bliss, and that didn't work out because this was something from Bray Wyatt's mind.
To be honest with you, I did not hate her as her character there, but I agree with you. It was the females are gonna sell better.
Yeah.
In WWE universe for sure. But yeah, and I think it's a sucky loss. It was a very sudden. He was young.
Yeah, only 36.
Terry Funk is it's hard to like describe him because he after the like mid 80s, he was no longer the like household name that he was.
Yeah, but he was in his early part of his career. Let's just say he was like that no nonsense, like
in the territory days. He was one of the best wrestlers that was out there. They were literally selling out every night in Texas back in those days.
Funk versus Rhodes, like.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really good stuff from him. I think he paved the way for modern style wrestling in North America. Without him, like Hulk Hogan is a manufactured hero.
Yeah.
Right. Terry Funk got over on his own through just being good. His stuff in Japan is great.
Yes.
And he went everywhere. And though this is like when I talk about leaving a legacy, you don't always need to be the most popular wrestler.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it matters what you do. Putting on good matches is more important than winning the WWF championship one time and then just being a mid-level player for the rest of your career.
Yeah, like when he did join the WWF at the time as Chainsaw Charlie, Mankind's.
Well, he was there earlier, right? He fought Hogan in the in-between times when they had no one left for Hogan to beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, he came back as Chainsaw Charlie, which I thought that was really strange. Then they let him change. He started the Funk You thing that was there. With Scorpio Sky, they were a team.
Sky, that's right.
What was his name there?
Too Cold Scorpio. Too Cold Scorpio.
Sorry. Scorpio Sky is the other guy.
But I mean, it's 2 big losses for the wrestling community. they're really going to be felt. And at least Bray now is reunited with Brody.
Yeah. And
So
at least Terry Funk wasn't like he was aged.
yeah, he's led a hard life. Like the man was 80 years old when he passed away. I think he was 79.
Between him
And
and Dory, they've trained so many people.
and his father, Dory Sr. too.
Christian Cage is from the Dory school.
Yeah. So there you go. See? So RIP Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt. There's no easy way to transition out of this, but Terry Funk did have a few matches in Japan. So let us go to Japan, New Japan, I should say, because they did this in Philadelphia, the All-Star Junior Festival USA. This is the second one this year. We didn't cover the first one that they did earlier in the year, but we're covering this one because this one seemed like a better card.
Yeah, also the first one kind of just happened.
Yeah.
Which is
this one, there was a big buildup.
You would think that the Japanese version of it would be way more popular, but it just happened and we didn't even know. It was already over by the time we knew about it.
Yeah. It was in March, I think it was. But this was announced ahead of time by Rocky Romero. This is all Rocky Romero booking.
Oh, of course.
And you could see it. It had his fingerprints.
He's getting a lot of influence now.
Yeah, and it's good. At least Rocky Romero, if he's able to put his fingerprints in the New Japan Strong and like the whole USA thing, it's a good thing for them. It's
yeah, he's I don't want to say the most well known because he's not, but he's one of the more
popular,
respected wrestlers
in the backstage.
Japan. Yeah, that's now because every time he shows up on AEW or anything, when he goes to Mexico, like people really like Rocky.
Yeah, so he's respected by the fans and by the crew backstage.
Great wrestler too.
Yeah,
guy won a crap load of tag team titles.
Probably, I would say, arguably, he was one of the best junior tag division champions they had.
I would say individually, he's one of the better tag team wrestlers of all time.
Yeah,
because there's not really a team. Like Roppongi 3K was really good.
Yeah, Roppongi Vice with Trent.
Not Roppongi 3K. Yeah, there was with Trent, and then what was his other team?
Oh, I forgot. With him and Kozlov.
Yeah, they were really good too.
Yeah. But like I said, this had his fingerprints all over it. It was a nice fast pay-per-view too. Nothing too crazy. It was it's kind of fun. We'll start off with the pre-show. Goldie defeated Vinny Pacifico. That was a kind of a nothing. Was it Vinny Pacifico is from, where's he from? I have it all here too.
Well, you don't, clearly.
Yeah, right. He's a freelance, and Goldie is also Goldie was from Monster Factory, so he's from the Monster Factory. Next you have Matt Sydal. That was the pre-show match. It was only the one. The main show started with Matt Sydal and Yo against Bushi and Shun Skywalker. This is one of maybe, I think, the third time I've seen Shun Skywalker.
I don't know, maybe the second time I've seen him, but I can tell you that this is one of the matches I had the most hype for because I just wanted to watch Shun Skywalker.
And can I tell delivered. You though?
Yes, he delivered, but this didn't feel like a real wrestling match. Like it was very little showcasing of skills and a lot of just really quick in and out things.
Yeah.
Like no one really went all out here. It was just a really quick, really breezy, simple match.
Yeah, as opposed to a match we'll see later on in the night, which in the tag match, which we'll talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, like I said, I was expecting, I had high hopes. Shun Skywalker's, like I said, I've only seen stuff in highlights, a handful of matches that I've seen of his, and I was expecting like a big showcase for Shun Skywalker.
And this was his New Japan debut. He's never wrestled in New Japan.
He's what? Before. He's I think he's Dragon Gate.
Yeah, Dragon Gate.
Yeah, so I mean, Sydal and Yo go over, which at least they gave Yo the victory, right?
Yo's but that's like, okay, don't get me wrong. It's not like that's a crappy team, but like Shun Skywalker and Bushi lose to Yo and Matt Sydal.
Especially Matt Sydal.
He used to be okay.
He used to be back when he was he's still signed with AEW, isn't he?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
He did some good Japan stuff.
Yeah, Matt Sydal. He was okay, and when he was tag champs with Kofi Kingston for a while too.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, we are going into the first round match, which is a semifinal match for the New Japan All-Star Junior Tournament Championship, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Kevin Knight against Clark Connors. Kevin Knight, every time I see him, keeps impressing me more and more. He's really coming to his own as a competitor. I think working with Kushida has really helped him.
Yeah, I mean, he's really progressing. I think every match, you're right, he kind of keeps getting better. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, I mean,
did you tell Scott D'Amore how good he was?
Yes, I did. I also told, yes, this past weekend I had the go to my Instagram. There's a photo there. Go to the Discord. I'll put the photo there as well. I had the opportunity to meet Scott D'Amore over this past weekend. Super nice guy. And I let him know what a great women's division he's built in Impact Wrestling and like the direction that he's taken this company. Like, all of this aside, we'll talk about it more in Multiverse tomorrow, but in tomorrow's episode. But he's done a really good job restoring Impact into that solid third company. Because I don't count Ring of Honor as a third company. I count Ring of Honor, all AEW, as one company.
Yeah, I would still say Impact is bigger than Ring of Honor regardless.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor is more like an NXT.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. Anyways, New Japan.
New Japan.
This match was pretty good.
Both competitors in this match were great. I love how Clark Connors like really plays that heel, trying to injure that arm of Kevin Knight. You know what I mean? Like,
he played it really like aggressively too. Like his character, I like how it's turning to be like he's so hyper aggressive. Like he's just trying to destroy people every time he fights them.
Yeah, which is 100 proof. That's his character, right? So Kevin Knight does go over, which I think is the right call because Clark has that tag team gold right now, so he doesn't really need any other type of shine.
Yeah, but I think it's weird that he's lost a lot of matches lately.
As solo though.
Yeah.
So with that, we go into our second semifinal match. It was Francesco Akira against Mike Bailey. This was another really, really good match. Akira
this was amazing.
Yes.
I don't want to say Akira's better than Mike Bailey, but like
Akira's better than Mike. Yeah, he stood out in this match. Like Akira was fantastic. Like I know TJP is a little bit on in years right now. He's a little bit older. And should they split this team up, Akira, I think, has a very bright future as a junior heavyweight.
I don't think they should. I think that they're a really good team, and you should drag that out as long as you can.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, in case anything does happen to TJP, I think Akira has a bright future as a junior heavyweight. He's like one of the best junior heavyweight gaijins they have right now, I think.
Yeah.
That's exclusive to New Japan.
I mean, Mike Bailey's good too. I really like Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
I think he has a huge future in Impact. His matches are a little repetitive.
Yeah. It's very similar. He does the speed kicks and all that. Like it's the same.
Thing I don't like that he does.
He has to get his spots in all the time.
And he always I don't know if he's actually hurting himself because he's not wearing shoes, but like he always has that spot at the end towards the end of the match where he can't stand on his right leg anymore.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's from him jumping off things and like landing on his heel or something,
because he has no support. He doesn't have any support, right? So, and speaking of Mike Bailey, let's talk about the commentating team because his wife was back on the.
I was going to segue to that. They were really good this time.
I think with Matt Raywald there, him and Ian Riccoboni really played well off each other.
He fills the gaps. Riccoboni can't fill gaps.
Yeah.
He's a good like lead talker.
Yeah. And Raywald was right there. Like they were just like little quips that Raywald would have. Like he's another one who's really coming to his own as a commentator.
Yeah. Veda was good too.
Yeah. So
they set up this team this time to make it so she didn't have to carry a lot of weight and she was just there to like add facts,
little quips. Yeah.
And it worked.
Because she's a great wrestling mind. Don't get me wrong. Like she's been in the business a very long time. She knows the business. So when she has to explain something, she can just add that little extra I guess, a little pepper on top of the steak, so to say, right? Riccaboni's the steak, Ray Wald was the sizzle, and she's that little pepper on top.
Ray Wald is the sizzle.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's good.
Mike Bailey goes over. I think this is like, do you think this was the right call too?
Yeah. Well, it had to be in the end.
Yeah.
But he's not ready.
Who, Akira?
Akira's not ready yet.
No.
And
but like I said, he does have a bright future.
And they do have an upcoming pay-per-view with Impact. And you can clearly tell New Japan likes him.
There's going to be something big going on. We'll explain it after tomorrow's show, but because there's going to be something, there's a big angle that's on Multiverse as well. So with that, Mike Bailey goes over. So our main event is set now. We are going to get Mike Bailey versus Kevin Knight in the All-Star Junior Festival USA Tournament Championship.
And I'll say when we get there, but yeah, continue. I got to blow my nose.
Okay. Mute yourself. With that, we are going into the next match, which is Jack Cartwheel, Starboy Charlie, and the former Enzo Amore, now going by the name of Real One, against Rich Swann, Taguchi, and the DKC. I know the DKC is Campo's favorite, and I still can't stand the guy. But wow, was the crowd behind Taguchi?
Yeah, everyone's behind Taguchi.
I mean,
you got to be behind him. That's where all the dump is in the trunk, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but I thought this was really, really fun. The only thing was, former Enzo Amore, Real One, whatever he goes by now, he used to be a lot better on the mic.
Okay, first of all, that's the worst name ever. But yeah, I don't know. This was actually a pretty good match.
It was a good match. But I was expecting when back in the day when I used to watch NXT when it was at its peak, back when the Wyatts were there and all that, Enzo and Cass, now Big Bill in AEW, they were like a fantastic tag team. Enzo was the mouthpiece, Cass was the muscle, and Enzo would throw out such a great promo. And I don't know what happened to Enzo's promos. You never really watched it, so you don't really remember.
Well, I know that he basically went crazy.
Yeah, went into business for himself. But I mean, he did have some great matches against, like, at the time, Neville and Pac and
yeah, it's not he can wrestle.
Yeah,
he was pretty good in this match.
He was. All of them were. Like, these are guys I've never seen before, like Starboy Charlie and Jack Cartwheel. I like his gimmick.
Jack Cartwheel. Okay, first of all, those are the two stupidest names ever.
But
Jack Cartwheel was really good.
Yeah, he's very athletic. Like, he was very agile, athletic. It was fun to watch. I would laugh every time he would try to get out of a move with a cartwheel.
It was like, it was a good.
It was fun.
It was a good.
These are both, I think, Jack Cartwheel and they're both from Game Changer Wrestling, GCW, basically. So these are GCW guys. Which I don't really watch a lot of GCW, so I don't really. The only one we pretty well all know from GCW is Nick Cage. Nick Cage.
No, we know
Slamovich.
We know it's not. Well, she's not there really.
Well, yeah.
We know. What's his name? Thing's son, the other Uso, is there.
Or right. Not the Uso, but he's the
other guy's son. It's Umaga's son, right? No.
Yes, I believe. Is it?
It's okay. It's one of their cousins.
Yeah. Someone in the Anoa'i family.
I cannot remember his name.
Joseph something, right?
Oh, that's gonna kill me forever. I was just talking about him the other day. Joseph Fatu or something
Joseph
like
Fatu,
that?
Yeah.
No, that's not what it is. That can't be what it is.
Joseph Fatu is what's his name? Let's see.
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob? No, Jacob's the other Uso.
What are you talking about?
I think you're thinking of the guy from MLW.
Oh, MLW. Yeah, okay. Correction. I've been corrected.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this was a good match. Like, I mean, I don't like, it's always fun to watch Taguchi. Rich Swann is also pretty good in the ring. Like I said, we got to see a couple guys that we haven't seen before in Starboy Charlie. Like you said, dumb names, but they were fun to watch.
Yeah, this is one of those events that it's like watching the Ric Flair's last match type of thing, where it's just like just every company was like, here, just take some guys from me.
Yeah. Where I mean, and then you get Rich Swann, Taguchi, and DKC going over. I mean, that's the only choice, really.
I mean, yeah.
But you think what's his name is going to be part of the juniors tournament, real one? Because that's coming up what, September, October?
Yeah, he is. He's signed to New Japan.
He is officially signed, right?
A 1-year deal.
Okay. So, well, there you go. So at least we'll get to see him in the best of the Super Juniors, which I won't mind that.
Yeah.
With that, we are going into our next match, which was called the Lucky Dip 8-man tag team match. So basically, 8 members pull straws, and
like,
whichever.
they have the dumbest names for everything in Japan, man.
But Lucky Dip is like Pocky, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was the Lucky Dip. Which, speaking of gimmick matches, wait till later in the show when we get to the cheesesteak gimmick.
No, that's my favorite match. Come on.
But basically, you had 4 singles competitors and 2 tag teams, which was ABC on one tag team, and you had what's his name on the other, Fujita and Eagles as part of TMDK as a tag team. The only tag team that was split up was Chris Bay and Ace Austin. So it ended up being Alex Shelley, Chris Bay, Kosei Fujita, Robbie Eagles against Ace Austin, a returning Cheeseburger, who I haven't seen in forever, TJP, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. At least we got some Kanemaru on this show.
I mean, they were good. That's all good wrestlers except Cheese. I hate Cheeseburger, but like he impressed me.
The gimmick is fun. The kids like him, so
yeah. This time he impressed me. I'm not gonna lie. He did really well.
Yeah, I think it's also because he was surrounded by a lot of good talent. I like the fact that even though Austin and Bay were on opposite teams, they still worked together, and it showed how great of a tag team they are, I guess. Like,
well, that's good. They shouldn't break them up.
No, they're nowhere near ready for a breakup right now. So I kind of like the direction this is going.
And we all know Impact has WWE disease where they love to break up their tag teams.
Too early, yes. But this was a fun match.
Tag teams should never break up.
Not especially if they're popular too, right?
Like, but imagine a split between FTR.
Can you imagine a split between the Usos? Oh, wait, that happened.
Oh, wow. WWE.
But yeah, I mean, this was fun. It was like it's kind of like what do they call it, a scramble match or whatever, right? It was
Lucha rules, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So it was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. With that, we're going into our 5-way match, which was Soberano Jr., Dragon Kid, Fugaze, Casey Navarro, and Leo Rush in just a random 5-way. I wish they would have given this match more time, because it really was picking up after the 2 or 3 minute. This was a Lucha Rules match, and this was really fun. A lot of guys I've never seen before. Dragon Kid is the protege of, I think,
of
Ultimo Dragon.
Ultimo Dragon, and now he has his own protege called Dragon Star or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
Yeah. And
I kind of learned some Dragon Gate.
Yeah. And Soberano Jr., he really impressed me.
Everyone was good. Everyone was good. Man, freaking Dragon Kid is like, I don't even know. He's not young, though.
No.
The way he moves.
And he wears the same type of mask.
He's 47.
He ain't no kid no more.
But the way he moves in the ring is crazy.
Yeah. Nice. Wow, he's that old? He's been around that long? Wow. But still, like, yeah, but this kid is moving around like he's older than me. He's moving around like he's like a 25 or 30-year-old. Like, I think he's the same age. He's older than Ray, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he moves around like a 20-year-old. So it's like, this is I think he also was tag team with Hayabusa for a while too.
Dragon Kid?
Yeah.
Probably.
You wanted the name, I think, the Hayabusa Kid, but this was fun. And like I said, I only wish they gave this match a little bit more time.
Yeah, but this pay-per-view was moving so fast.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and then the next 3 matches were like 20 minutes each, right? Especially with the main event. So This one kind of felt a little rushed, but it was still fun. Soberano Jr. goes over, and
This one
yeah,
did feel a Leo Rush.
yeah, a little Theo Rush. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, this was a fun match. I think Soberano's from CMLL. I think I might check out some more CMLL to see
I
some
told you
more
we should watch CMLL. Like it's nothing
AAA.
like AAA.
Yeah.
Plus La Catalina's there, and I like that.
Yes, Catalina. So with that, we are going into our next match, and this is the tag match I was watching. I was talking about Desperado and Mao against the East West Express of Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne, he is something like these guys are a really good tag team. Like
Yeah,
they
and
have
this is the thing. I thought MLW and I know they're not from MLW. MLW and GCW both didn't want to work anymore with AEW. But Blake Christensen has been wrestling in Ring of Honor a lot, and he's their champion.
Yep.
And Nick Wayne was a tag team with this guy, and he's wearing a GCW shirt.
Yeah.
So that shows they must have got over whatever issues they had.
And he showed up in the Derby match on All In too.
Oh yeah, nice. Thanks for the spoilers.
No problem. But no Edge. So there you go.
There's no Edge?
His contract's not done till September.
Did he say anything?
Well, technically, he's wrestled his last match contractually, but the contract itself doesn't end till September.
Okay, well, in September, we'll get it for Full Gear.
Yes, exactly. That's what I've been saying. But holy shit, Mao. This guy is
Mao's crazy. Oh, thank you. I forgot. I completely forgot. Bro, Mao is sick.
Yes.
Like, sick. And don't listen, you can watch DDT anytime you want because it's on the service.
It's on the service, yeah.
But even in tomorrow's review, he's really good on that pay-per-view too.
Like I am becoming a fan of Mao. Like this guy, and both teams were good too. Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne, for a young team, they were really good. They really had that chemistry together as a tag team. But like you said, though, I was just like every time Mao was in the ring, I was like, wow on Mao. Like literally,
wow for Mao.
Yeah, that's literally what I put. And like I said, and now I need to go back and watch some more of his stuff in DDT.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I actually saw a couple of matches because randomly I'll just click on DDT things and watch it like when I'm doing stuff. But like I never really watched it, and I was like, this is what I've been missing every time that they've been saying he's coming out. He's crazy.
Yeah. It was a fun match. El Desperado and Mao go over. But what I liked at the end of the match, they did the whole they literally they put Nick Wayne and Jordan Oliver over. Even in a loss, they put them over. So it was like,
but it was such a good match.
This was my match of the night.
This is match of the night. Okay, I was gonna wait till the end, but yeah.
No, but this was, to me, this was my match of the night. This for sure was my match of the night.
Good on Nick Wayne, man.
Yeah. Like this guy was what somebody we were watching a few months ago was like, where did this kid come from? He's like,
he's the male version of Billy Starks.
Yeah,
like the number one prospect coming up through like all of the North American system. That's like so super hyped. Yeah, because like WWE doesn't have any of those guys anymore.
No. And Jordan Oliver too. Jordan Oliver's what, 22, 23? He's young too.
But I'm pretty sure Jack Cartwheel and Starburst Kid or whatever the hell it was. I'm pretty sure they're pretty young too.
Yeah,
but they were good.
Yeah, they were. They were good. They were good. But I like the fact that Desperado and Thing put over Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne after. I don't see them staying on the indies much longer. I have a feeling these two guys are going to be making a major company debut soon.
Well, Nick Wayne is definitely signed to AEW now.
Okay. So I could see this moving forward as a ROH tag team or a...
It's possible.
But yeah, this was fun. Like I said, I become a fan of Mao now. Mao now. Exactly.
Mao now, brown cow.
So with that, we are going into our co-main event, I guess you can call it, the triple threat tag team ladder match for Pat's the King of Steaks Philly Cheesesteak Cup. It was literally a takeout bag of cheesesteaks on a pole.
I love that whoever's plan this was went out and like got a lot of Philadelphia based companies to pay for advertisement, because they did. Like the things that were advertising were so weird when you hear them talking on commentary, and they made a point that they were told that there's certain cheesesteak, there's like multiple cheesesteak companies that paid for advertisements, and they're not allowed to say their names in the same conversation. They have to, because they don't like each other.
Exactly.
I was like,
they're all in competition. I love it.
That's
I love
so
it. There's
funny.
going to be this had it's the team of Takahashi and Rocky Romero against Blake Christian, another GCW guy, and Master Wato and Doki against Lowrider. And oh my god, Doki was so good in this match. Like, we used to laugh about this guy, and now like Doki's
I
really
know, why is he so good? Like, I hate it. I don't want to like him. But it's like, hey, this is how it's gotten to the point where like I hear his music and I know it's him. Like that to me is when you know that you're getting more popular. When all I have to do is hear your music and I'm like, oh, that's Doki.
But doesn't he come out with the Just Five Guys? But it's a different theme.
It has that intro, but then after it has his song, right?
Yeah. But
you already die.
You already die. Just Five Guys. That would have been great if they did a Just Five Guys burgers
promotion.
Cross.
Sonata burger.
The Sonata burger. But yeah, I mean, this was another fun match too. It was what you expect from a gimmick ladder match, right? Like, it was this was
so good. They had like the shittiest fucking ladders, like literally painter's ladders. He's calling it out on the mic. He's like, they have a painter's ladder. How are you gonna climb up on the other side?
Right? It was so gimmicked. This reminds me back of those like early 2000s, mid 2007, 2008 to like 2012 ROH shows where like when it was like on the Buffalo channel, so you get the localized Buffalo commercials and like it was really 100%. Catered to the it was really catered to the Philly crowd. It was very catered to, I should say, the local crowd. It was, it was a gimmick match that I wasn't expecting to like, but I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, and I loved how like they went with everything. The ladder was crumpled. They still tried to climb up the ladder. Like, they didn't even care. There was no. Like, they never like ditched a spot. They literally went through with everything.
Yeah.
Wato's legitimately crazy. Some of the stuff that he was doing, I was like, why did you even do that? Like, couldn't you just wait? Like, Blake Christensen like killed himself in the first 2 seconds of the match when he jumped out of the ring.
Yeah, but it was fun. In the end, Doki and Lowrider ended up winning the sandwiches. And just the image of at the end, everyone just sitting around eating sandwiches.
I'll take it.
Like, but this is what you want. You had this crazy tag team match right before it, and then you have your main event of the Juniors All-Star Festival Cup tournament. This is what you want as your buffer match. Something fun, something that'll get the crowd hyped up, something that the crowd would enjoy. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm okay.
And the fact that people in the front row were getting sandwiches was great.
I think this is like my thought, and I know a lot of people disagree with me. I don't believe in having lull matches. I understand the idea, because now that I've been to like 4 wrestling shows, that you want to go get a drink sometimes, you want to go look around, you want to take a piss. But if I'm watching from home, I want every single match to have my attention constantly, so I never get bored of what I'm watching. I hate the idea that you have a banger match and then you go into a dud match to go to the main event. I hate that. It bothers me so much.
Yeah. And
this pay-per-view was just go. Like, I'm not even saying it was all good, but it like even like I said, tomorrow's Impact one was just like there was no delaying. It was just constantly moving.
Yeah. It was a 3-hour show that did everything it needed to do. Like, it was and it was just the image, like, was it Rocky Romero lying on the ropes just having a sandwich, and he takes like, who did he grab? Takahashi sandwich, and he breaks it. Like, it was fun.
It was good.
It was good. It was good. Next we had Mike Bailey versus Kevin Knight as your main event. And this was a really good match too.
Okay, yes, it was good, but I knew there's no way in hell Kevin Knight was winning.
No, we knew Mike Bailey was taking this one.
Him getting to the finals of the tournament was like his get over thing, you know? He didn't need to win. This had to be Mike Bailey, and this is that
consolation prize for Mike Bailey, I guess.
Yeah, from not making it in the G1.
The juniors. World Juniors.
World Juniors. And it's like, that's fine.
And I'm fine with it too, though. Like, it would have been nice. Like, and like you said, Kevin Knight still got over because they were also playing that injury angle on his arm from being attacked by Clark Connors. They even did a second attack, I think, backstage too by the Bullet Club. And it's like, yeah, hey, maybe it makes you think that, hey, maybe Kevin Knight could have won if he was at 100% kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and Mike Bailey needed to win.
Yeah, Mike Bailey needed something for sure. Mike Bailey ends up winning. He won that marshmallow thing, whatever that was.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
Yeah. But it was a good match. Overall, this was a good pay-per-view. I was thoroughly entertained by it. Like we said, both of us, for us, the match of the night was that tag team match between Desperado and Mao against East West Connection.
I need more Mao now.
Yes. Wow, I need more Mao now.
More Mao now.
Yeah. But it was a good show. Like I said, we agreed on I wouldn't say anything was really the worst match of the night.
The pre-show wasn't the best match.
I mean, but there was only the one pre-show match, and
if you're gonna make me say which match was the worst match of the night, it's that one. Was it a bad match? No, not really.
It is what it is. But overall, what would you give this show?
No, you tell me your score.
I gave it a 7.5.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like a 7.3.
Okay. I mean, we're not that far off.
I just still think it's lacking. These Philadelphia shows that they keep doing for New Japan are lacking that like production value.
Yeah.
Right. I understand the limitations you have in a building like this, but it's like it just feels a little bit sloppy. Like, you're a professional wrestling company, you went into a ladder match and you got them painters ladders.
Yeah.
Like, were you just like, yo, Jimmy, go down to the local Home Depot and buy some ladders?
Get some ladders.
You know what I mean? Like,
there.
when WWE has a ladder match or AEW, they come with those ladders.
Yeah. But anyway, before we end the show off, because you missed our G1 final, I just want to get your final thoughts on the main event and your overall score of the tournament.
I think that did we score last year's tournament?
Yeah, I believe we did. No, we did not. Okay. But we said we were going to do kind of like what we did with the best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah. I think the finals. That
Osprey Naito match.
Osprey Naito once again is arguably match of the year. We should write that down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was very surprised that Evil made it this far. I honestly thought they were going to let him win the tournament. I was getting so worried.
See, my fear was Okada winning 3 in a row.
I knew Okada wasn't going to win, but they didn't want to do. They needed to have a storyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because we predicted this. Naito was going to get to face Osprey, and we didn't know the finals for sure.
Right.
But I think Naito Osprey was amazing. Evil versus Okada was okay. And I think the finals was a good match, especially in the last half of it. But the first half, Okada really struggled. Like, he was just not, he didn't look like high quality Okada. It looked like he didn't care. Yeah. Okada looked like an Okada that, like, this whole year, Okada kind of has been. You know what he looked like? He looked like sad red balloon, red hair Okada.
Yes.
Like, you know, when he went in that losing streak and he just couldn't win. Like, that's Balloon Okada. That's what I call it. Balloon Okada. Yeah. But yeah, what would you give overall as a tournament, as a whole tournament? I'd say it's like a 7.5. I think and that's like me just coming up with a score off the top of my head. I never really thought of it. It's a really safe score, but that's because the really good matches were amazing. What there was too many wrestlers, too much matches. It was like 120 matches or something like that. Like, it was too much. Yeah. Like, it got hard to consume all of it to a point. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. It was a very long tournament this year because there was so much more. There were more wrestlers. I like the format of 8 people qualifying. I think they should take out the 4 wrestlers extra that they put in and
But
go
still
back
do
to
that
use the 4 boxes.
and have
Like,
the winner and the runner-up go through.
yeah, like how it was last year, but with this year's rules.
Yeah.
Because I think you'll take off a couple days off the tournament, and I think it's
Mhm.
better for everyone. I also just like I would like to see them not dig so deeply in their own bag of wrestlers and continue to bring people in.
Yeah. Like bring more outsiders, like
Like
how they
I
had
don't
Eddie Kingston
need
this year.
get rid of Alex Coughlin, get rid of all of the mid-tier guys you have in there and replace them with like MLW guy or a GCW guy,
Yeah.
like just have one guy from every other company show up for a thing.
Like you could have benefited from a Gresham or somebody like that in this
Yeah,
tournament, right?
that would have been fine.
Yeah. And stop putting
Josh Alexander was supposed to be in it apparently.
Yeah. But anyway. All right,
Wait,
guys.
stop putting who? You said stop putting someone.
Toriano.
Okay.
And Tanahashi.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't apologize. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Tune in tomorrow night where we will have our review of Multiverse United 2, Electric Boogaloo, For Whom the Bell Tolls. So tune in tomorrow night for that. With that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.